Hi, my name is Kamilah Beltran, and I am the digital marketing and web development engineer at Webhead Technologies. So I actually started in customer service at Sprint, taking business calls for our customers that had our telecom systems there. And I worked extremely hard, and I worked my way up to a technical analyst and then a network engineer. On the side, I started the hobby of designing websites. I had a social media page and I wanted to customize it, and I had to learn HTML code to customize the websites. So I began that as a hobby, and then I started to do it for free for friends, and then I started to charge a little bit of nothing, and then I started to freelance. But the the skill sets I'm learning on my own, I was actually taking that back to corporate, and I developed internal SharePoint websites, internal internet websites, and then I was in corporate America for quite some time. Ended up having some kiddos, and I went off and I started freelancing full time. Everything was I'm self I'm self-taught. I built a amazing portfolio, and with that portfolio, I got contracts with local companies, which turned into an opportunity that I ended up being the web developer at Webhead Technologies. The self-taught process was diving like neck deep into Google, Google, YouTube videos, any type of like free course or something. Can't remember the websites from back then, but it was kind of like Udemy, where now they have like all those classes on there, that they have free ones or they have ones that you can take for a small amount and learn that skill set. So it's awesome that you can Google almost anything that you want to learn. There are paid for classes, there are free classes, and all you have to do is just dive in and just start practicing. And then if you start projects for free, and just ask for a testimonial in exchange for the work, you build on your experience, build on your skill sets, and the more projects that you work on, the more your knowledge expands. I'm designing websites for almost 20 years now, and every single project I learn a new skill set or something new. So once a website is built, it's kind of not a set it and forget it thing. So we have clients that we manage their website. So if there are any updates that need to be made on the website, any issues that arrive, if the website is down or something's not displaying correctly on the site, we provide the updates and the maintenance, the backups, also the special projects that I work on are the web development projects, and I work closely with clients. I'm talking to them about their vision for the website. I'm building out wireframes. That's the layout of the website where you see any kind of like graphic design or it shows up on a website. So that's the like strategy and the planning piece. There's a lot of project management to take a website from just an idea to a website that could have like up to 100 pages on it, design and graphics and content. So there's a lot of maintenance, management, updates, and a lot of project management, graphic design, and development and coding. So the awesome thing is that if you have the portfolio and you're self-taught, depending on the company, they want to know that you have the ability to actually do the work. However, there are organizations like CodeUp that there's actually coding boot camps that you can go through and graduate and actually get those certifications that are very attractive to employers. That's one education, but as you've seen, like the big companies like your Google, they're no longer requiring your 4-year education anymore from a traditional university. So truly, um, it's going the non-traditional route and showing that you have the ability to do the work and you have the skill set. So the skill sets that you need, definitely HTML coding, CSS coding, JavaScript, PHP. That's the front end coding. If you're going to get into some of the design pieces, definitely knowing your way around Photoshop a little bit so that you have more of a skill set to bring more to the table than just coding. You're more valuable if you can kind of be a hybrid between a designer and a developer. That's what I call myself because I can hop in Photoshop and build out a mock-up. I can build out wireframes, but I can also go in and build out a website and do the HTML coding, the CSS. It's not required, but it's very attractive to employers if you have the capability of bringing both of those to the table. So those are some skill sets definitely to have. The certifications, I would definitely do some kind of CODA boot camp to get those type of certifications under your belt. But more importantly, I would work on that portfolio. So the soft skills and the human skills, definitely your listening capabilities, listening to what the client is not saying as well, because they're trying to explain their goals, their vision, and then my job is being able to interpret what they're saying and turn that into a tool that they can use in their business or their organization. Also, organization skills are extremely important because there are a lot of moving pieces to a web development project, and depending on the client, there can be a lot of players that you have to talk to, a lot of stakeholders, whether that's project managers on their team, the marketing person, the communications team, the CTO of that company. So to be able to have good written and oral communication skills are definitely important. And then also being able to work under pressure because everybody wants their project done now. So I would probably say that may be the most important one, being able to work under pressure. I would say the most challenging aspect is to get all the requirements from your client or from the customer and then turn it into a product, because that takes a lot of communication, a lot of project management, a lot of organization. That's probably the most challenging piece, but it also turns into the most rewarding piece because once you have taken all those requirements, planned out the whole project, worked with your resources to do the graphic design, the development, and then the end product, that is the most rewarding piece when your client sees it and they're like, wow, like I wanted something nice, but this blows me away. Help them get started. I would actually just start taking classes, hopping on a website like Udemy and taking the free classes first, only because you want to make sure that you understand what web development is about, the process, testing out your skills. There's different niches that are within the space. So maybe you enjoy more of working for nonprofits or building restaurant websites. There's so many different avenues to come into the business. It could be more that you want to do the front end of the website as opposed to the back end that's more like application based. So just like putting yourself into that space, um, if you can volunteer, I think that's a great place to go into certain organizations that will allow you to do that as well. Job shadowing, I think that's great as well to get into the field. And I talk about non-traditional a lot, but I do have a traditional education as well. I've got an undergrad in IT, so I did do the traditional, and there were aspects I learned, but there is nothing that replaces that hands-on day to day.